Good evening, everyone. I'd like to do the call to order, please.
Mrs. Petropolis.
Here.
Mrs. Levudzik.
Here.
Mrs. Grove. Here. Mrs. Lamel.
Here.
Mr. Medina.
Here.
Mrs. Perkin. Here. Mrs. Schroeder. Here.
Yeah, we're gonna pledge allegiance to the flag. Sorry, I was thinking about the chair for the guests. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
We have introductions of guests. We have our candidate for Ridge Central Assistant Principal. And then I think everyone else is here for Mr. Youngberg's 40th birthday today. So we have members of CREA here this evening.
All right, thank you. So we're gonna move on to 2.0 donations to the district.
Yeah, we're really excited. Mr. Medina facilitated a pretty large donation of 25 lockable file cabinets and some other office equipment things that were picked up. Really nice. We have them being stored right now for use next year. It is definitely over the $500 value by quite a bit. And so he facilitated that where he worked with Perkins and Will. And we're very appreciative of it. And then we had Matt, Sam, and Wes drive the truck downtown and get lost a few times. Yes,
GPS.
but we really appreciate the donation, but we need approval for it.
I'll make a motion. Thank you.
I'll second. Mrs. Perkin.
Aye.
Mrs. Lamel.
Aye.
Mr. Medina. Mrs. Schroeder.
Aye.
Mrs. Levudzik.
Aye.
Mrs. Grove. Aye. Mrs. Petropolis.
Aye.
And thank you to Perkins and Will and Mr. Medina.
Thank you. 3.0 approval of the consent agenda. I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Medina.
Aye.
Mrs. Grove.
Aye.
Mrs. Schroeder.
Aye.
Mrs. Lamel.
Aye.
Mrs. Perkin.
Aye.
Mrs. Levudzik.
Aye.
Mrs. Petropolis.
Aye. So we're moving on to 4.0 superintendent's report.
Yeah, first up, we have the PTA update on Thursday at 5 p.m. at Finley. They're having a meeting to try to get some more parents involved for next year. We have a lot of the board members stepping down. They've done an excellent job this year, provided not only a lot of good things for our families, but really, I think, stepped up their appreciation for the staff and really gone out of their way to do that. And then we have our end of the year bash Wednesday, May 20th over at Ridge Lawn, 5 to 7 p.m. So we're pretty excited for that. Our enrollment report, kids keep coming. We have 1,558 students. That's an increase of 2 students from last month. And we're still up 37 students from this time last year. Vacant positions and possible staffing needs. Not a lot has changed since last month. We're still, I'll point out 2 different ones. We're still looking for a 4-5 instructional position on in special education. And we are looking for a Finley Junior High math teacher for next year. 8th grade graduation is Thursday, May 28th at 7 p.m. We're really excited for all of their accomplishments. Included in your packet is the invitation for Mr. Youngberg, and if you could let Annette know by May 22nd, that's coming up in 10 days, if you're going to be attending graduation. As I've shared previously, I unfortunately will not be there as my son is graduating 8th grade at the same exact time. But Mr. Petropolis agreed to give the speech instead of this year. So.
And as my son is graduating 8th grade at the same time, he's going to love it. So. Absolutely.
4.5 is just a reminder, the annual III conference, weekend of November 20th through the 22nd. If you are planning to attend, please let Lori know by May 27th so that you can take advantage of the early discount.
We filled out that card list.
I think we got most of them. So, yes. Yeah. 4.6 is a repeat from last month. I had come to the board with a recommendation to change our hours for pre-kindergarten to be in line with the state recommendations and every program around us. That would be from 8:10 to 10:40, and then the afternoon shift would be 12:30 to 3 o'clock. That would allow our students to stay with their teachers the entire time they're there instead of going to the library, other areas. And with that extra time, with our new pre-K director and special services director, we're going to be working with the teachers with specifically what they're going to be doing during that extra time that they don't have the students in front of them. Any questions on that? We talked at pretty great length the last meeting on it. 4.7, it takes up a huge part of your packet. One of the things that we wanted to do this year to really kind of support our, what we'll call our HR department, is update our job descriptions. And we have 39 job descriptions here. Some of them were never created. And I would say on average, most were 10 or 11 years old the last time they were updated. So we were looking to update those. I would ask the board we're going to ask for approval next month. The one that I want to point out, because it's going to have a larger impact, is our EL department. The state is really referring to everything in EL now as multilingual. So we're going to look to refer to it as the multilingual department director and really try to use that language forward, because that is what the state is. So if you haven't had a chance to look at those job descriptions, please take the time to do that. If you have questions, let me know. We'll look to approve that at the June board.
I did have one add-on for that.
Yeah.
You want me to,
Yeah, which one was it?
for all of the jobs
Okay.
descriptions? I only seen it for the office clerk, but I think they should all say something about high propensity for positive interpersonal relationships, especially with children and basic.
So we want like nice people.
I like it.
Nice people and basic first aid for
All right, I will take a look at those. If I do update them, I will make sure I send them all out to everyone so they can take a look. Thank you.
word for word.
I don't know if I can get propensity in there, but I'll do this. All right,
Just write good people.
yes.
Basic human.
4.8 is a consideration of non-binding class size recommendations for the next school year. We are recommending the same as last year, which is pre-K through second grade, which is 17 to 23 students, third through fifth, which is 23 through 28, and sixth through eighth is 23 through 30. Remember, last year is our first year after recommendations from the union. We did move down second grade. It had been in that larger category, and that was the class we saw where kids seem to be falling behind and struggling. So we moved down to the lower level. I'll be recommending that again this year. For the contract, we did have to share that with the union, which we did back in April. So that is what I'm recommending. We do not need a vote for it. It's non-binding. But if no one has any questions, that's going to be my recommendation. Okay. 4.9, the revisions to the 26-27 school calendar. This has been ongoing since the calendar first came out. I tried to explain to 218 that I felt that they had the wrong date for Eid in March, and they said, no, that's what we were told, that's what we were keeping. Every other district around, including the high school district 30, all the feeder districts all chose to do one date, which was March 10th, and 218 went with March 9th. I asked the staff if they could let me know those to celebrate, and it was a very close vote. It was 7-5 in favor of the March 9th date. Now that 218 has made the change, I anticipate if we kept our date, we would have like even less students show up. So I am recommending that we make that change in line with 218 and every other district around. That would be a recommendation that we would vote on later. Any questions on that? I know I brought that last time. Okay. The last thing before my others, our compliance visit. We had our 5-year compliance visit, which takes months of preparation. Our office did a great job. And we got Lori, Kathy, and Megan, and everyone else who could help. So they came out and finally did it March 18th, and then it takes a while to get the results. We actually received a perfect score, a very fancy certificate. And I just want to thank everyone prepared for that. That includes staff at the buildings, the health light, everything kind of rolls into that. It's a lot of paperwork, but it's nice to know that they didn't find any violations at all. So we'll hang the certificate up somewhere, I guess. So, yeah. All right. Finally, we've got 4.11 other FOIA updates. We continue as many districts around to get more FOIAs than we've ever had before, thanks to AI. We had Smart Procure, Michael Henry, South Cook News, The data branch, 3 different ones, April 30th, May 4th, and May 6th, as well as Sunlight Access on May 7th. All of those were fulfilled easily within the timeline that we have to many times much before that. So, all of my reports today.
Fantastic. 5.0 curriculum director's report.
So I'm here. 5.1, just an update on the summer program. So we are in the final stages of finalizing those rosters. We had close to 300 students show interest, which is about 20% of our enrollment. And we're able to fill 240 spots. So leaving just about 50 students on a wait list. We have had parents that have submitted interest and then they ended up making different plans. So we're able to move students off the wait list, which is always exciting. For K-5, all of the classes for all of the sessions have filled completely, which is very exciting and nice to be able to move forward with final rosters. At our junior high, we had 2 classes that filled for both session 1 and 2, and 2 classes that had low enrollment. So we are trying to recruit to get those other 2 classes so that we don't have to cancel them, but if they don't reach the minimum enrollment, we will have to cancel. And then reach out to those families to see if they want, the child wants to go into one of the other 2 offerings in session 1 or 2 for 6th through 8th grade. We also are hosting Leader in Me for 2nd through 8th grade students. And we were able to send out invitations to 48 students who had been recommended from several staff members that showed leadership qualities or the potential for leadership qualities to participate in that, which would also run the same time as the summer exploration program. And then 5.2, I do not have any other.
Amazing day.
All right. 6.0 chief business manager's report.
I wasn't ready for no
other.
I got a little caught off guard here. So 6.1, later in the meeting, we'll be asking the board to approve new auditors starting with next school year. We have had RSM US LLC for well over a decade now. And their services have always been adequate, but for the last several years, we have noticed that their timeliness has not. And they service us, they service Worth Township and along with 7 other school districts. So what the treasurer at Worth Township Treasurer's Office did is they put out an RFP, a request for proposal to get new auditing services. And the bad news is we only received 1, and that was from Baker Tilly. He did have a lot of phone calls from local firms saying, thank you for sending out the RFP, but they really didn't have the staff to accommodate. So he was looking for, and when I say he, it's actually all the districts, timeliness, staff, responsiveness, the things that we have not gotten from RSM now in a couple of years. And to kind of, to summarize, back in January, we had our auditor present to the Board of Education. And that, I'm just going to simplify, is the first part of an audit. That is the financial statements that the whole world is looking for. Well, as being part of a school district, we also are audited on our federal programs because we received federal grant money. That statement was just issued on May 6th, which is over 7 months past June 30th of 2025. Really just unacceptable. Unfortunately, it will cost us about $3,000 more. Our audit last year was $3,000 less, but in terms of getting those financial statements promptly and accurately, I definitely think it's the right move. We really personally didn't have any problems with RSM. Lori worked closely with them. I did. But they, at the end of the day, they did not have the upper level staff to do the review. They were able to send us all the staff accountants to do, I'm going to call it grunt work, hands, boots on the ground. But as far as the financial statements and proofing, it was just not acceptable anymore.
Are we subject to fines?
Oh, actually, my term, whoever knows me, I call it a nasty gram. We got several nasty grams, both to myself and Dr. Thorns from the Illinois State Board of Education, basically saying they can have the right to freeze our funding. And RSM, on the behalf of all 9 of our districts, they did respond to say, okay, basically they'll have it to you on April 30th. They did not have it to them on April. It was May 6th. So they had to send another email back to the Illinois State Board of Education. So really a slap on the wrist, certainly nothing that we deserve, but no financial consequences, even though they did put it out there because they really could freeze our funding. But we never did see any of that.
Kathy, do we have to go with the township and the 9 other districts?
No, I explored that and it's a great question because when you have the same auditor as the districts and the neighboring the township's office, you get some economies of scale. If we went off on our own and had ABC and the township had, Joe's service, you really don't get that benefit. So I feel like if we went out on our own RFP, and we could, I think it would be more costly, and I also don't think it would be as efficient. We can certainly evaluate that after we take a year or two with Baker Tilly and see, because that is always an option. But there really is a very good relationship when the auditor is doing both us and township, if that makes sense. Any other questions?
Does
I know-
Baker Tilly handle this? Like, is this
Yes.
something?
Yeah,
like,
Baker, yeah,
They're well known,
Yeah.
so we're,
yeah,
this
they
should
are,
be someone who, for a
Yeah.
little bit more, will have compliance.
yes,
The
I
branch uses that too.
I am hoping for it. I cannot state, but that's the intent.
I mean, I'm sure it's so many parties involved, it's fully vetted out,
Mhm.
so.
Yes, definitely. Okay, next exciting subject, DialPath renewal for next year. DialPath is our IT service. They do our management of our infrastructure. A lot of behind the scenes things. They keep all our machines running and everything, all of the communication, making sure the internet is getting to the building and then dispersed throughout the buildings. They monitor our switches, things like that. Mostly though, the security piece of it. If there is ever a data breach or something crazy going on, we are paying them to help support it. Stammer and Gino rely quite heavily on them. And they also do provide an on-site tech. His name is Saul. He's been with us maybe 4 years now. And he is stationed over at Ridge Lawn. So what is very nice is we have the 3 technicians to cover 3 buildings. So that renewal is up. There's nothing changing in the contract agreement. They are asking for a 5% increase, which I think is rather reasonable. So we will be asking the board to approve that later in the meeting as well. Any questions on that one? Okay, and I do not have another.
Oh,
Thank you. For 2.
Old business, 7.0.
Yes, we have the potential to adopt quite a few policies. There's 20 some policies. They have 3 different questions on there. 220 was, does the board post notices and agendas for special meetings at the location where the meeting is to be held? In addition to posting at the district office? Yes, we do. Does the board take a roll call vote on all action items? Yes, we do. And then how many employees are employed by the district, including part-time workers? They just needed to know if it was 51 or more, which we will pass that. So I would recommend we adopt these policies with the 3 answers to those questions.
I'll second it.
Mrs. Lebuzik.
Aye.
Mrs. Grove.
Aye.
Mrs. Bergman.
Aye.
Mr. Medina.
Aye.
Mrs. Schroeder.
Aye.
Mrs. Lamel.
Aye.
Mrs. Petrowitz.
Aye. 7.2 other.
No.
8.0 new business. 8.1 potential board action to approve annual contract renewal for DialPath for the 26-27 school year.
A second. Mrs. Schroeder.
Aye.
Mrs. Lamb.
Aye.
Mrs. Grove.
Aye.
Mrs. Lebuzik.
Aye.
Mrs. Birkin.
Aye.
Mr. Medina.
Aye.
Mrs. Petrafas.
Aye. 8.2, potential board action to approve an updated pre-K schedule with the morning schedule to run from 8:10 to 10:40 a.m. and the afternoon from 12:30 p.m. until 3 p.m.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Mrs. Lamb.
Aye.
Mr. Medina.
Aye.
Mrs. Schroeder.
Aye.
Mrs. Grove.
Aye.
Mrs. Lebuzik.
Aye.
Mrs. Birkin.
Aye.
Mrs. Petrafas.
Aye. 8.3, potential board action to approve the revised 2026 school year calendar.
I'll make the motion.
We have Mr. Medina on the second. Mrs. Grove.
Aye.
Mrs. Birkin.
Aye.
Mr. Medina.
Aye.
Mrs. Schroeder.
Aye.
Mrs. Lamb.
Aye.
Mrs. Lebuzik.
Aye.
Mrs. Petrafas.
Aye. 8.4, potential board action to approve the firm Baker and Tilly as the district's auditor.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Mrs. Birkin.
Aye.
Mrs. Lamb.
Aye.
Mrs. Schroeder.
Aye.
Mrs. Grove.
Aye.
Mrs. Lebuzik.
Aye.
Mr. Medina.
Aye.
And Mrs. Petrafas.
Aye. 8.5 other, 9.0 meeting reports, nothing. 10.0 info, okay, 10.1 other. 11.0 opportunity for visitors to speak.
I believe we had 2 sign up, Drew Baker and Christine Conrad.
Hello, board. We are here today to formally share Korea's perspective regarding the recent insurance cost updates and to seek a resolution that aligns with our shared commitment to the collective bargaining agreement. The collective bargaining agreement outlines the roles of the insurance committee and requires the notification of any potential changes in insurance benefits or costs as stated in Article 12.3, Section B, point 1 in the general provisions. The district and the association shall establish a joint insurance committee to review the current insurance plans, including coverage, benefits, timely payment of claims, and other service issues, and cost containment measures. It was confirmed at the insurance committee meeting on September 2nd, 2025, that there will be no change to the PPO plan for the 25-26 school year. Additionally, all paperwork given to employees reflected at time of open enrollment was that there would be no premium charge to the employee for employees with a single coverage PPO plan. In this situation, the association is concerned that neither the insurance committee nor affected members were properly informed before these increased costs were proposed. Employees made a decision and a year-long commitment at open enrollment with the assumption, just like it has been done in the years prior, that the cost that was listed conveyed to them through the district's email communication and communication with Korea's insurance committee was that the employee contribution for PPO for the following calendar year would be $0. Therefore, the association is requesting that the district absorb the premium increase for the affected members due to the district's failure to provide the required notice, which has created the issue. The cost of $89 for January 1 to June 30, 2026, and $175 July 1, 2026 to December 31st, 2026. The membership finds it unacceptable to be burdened with the additional insurance costs given the district's failure to provide proper notification or consult the insurance committee. By bypassing these established protocols, the district has disregarded our agreed upon procedures. The association remains hopeful that this matter can be resolved promptly and collaboratively. Our position is fair and reasonable, particularly where the contract contemplates a notice to the insurance committee before changes in cost are proposed. However, if a resolution is not reached, the association is prepared to pursue all appropriate next steps to address the violation. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. And that is a joint, okay, perfect. I just want to make sure you guys had your time. Thank you. Okay, 12.0 is president's prerogative, and that would be me. I am very happy to be here. I had missed a couple of meetings due to health issues, and I'm really proud to be able to have such an amazing board who I feel like we all trust each other and we're in alignment. With that, I know that all of us together, when I speak, I can speak for us, how extremely honored we are to be a part of all 3 buildings, everyone who works here, admin and teachers and all support staff aligned. As a teacher, we are a countdown to destruction, if you will. And grammar school is always a little bit more fun and maybe a little bit more wild. lots of trips, lots of exciting things. As a parent of an 8th grader, I am so excited for all the opportunities that the junior high provides for our 8th grade students to kind of transition and have fun at their last kind of stomp at Findlay Junior High. The same with the 5th graders who will be leveling up to being the big kids, whether it be at Ridge Lawn or at Ridge Central. The ABC countdown is always fun as a parent of a little one who really gets into it. I love seeing the kids dress up and all the different activities that are going on. I know that for teachers, sometimes this is a fun time and sometimes this is a time where you're rubbing your head for a bald spot. So we are behind all of you with oodles and oodles of support. It was never so exciting to hear the amount of enthusiasm with parents at some of the activities. I was at the last basketball game, I believe, and the NJHS enrollment and parents talking about the buzz of the summer programs. What a wonderful thing that we can provide this opportunity, not just for a select handful of kids, but so many kids in the district. But it would not be possible without the staff who are running these programs and have a passion for it. That enticed kids to fill up those 2 junior high ones because they know who's doing the basketball and the other things and stuff like that. So without the staff who was willing to support these community members' children, we wouldn't have these things. So I just want to wish everyone a very, very successful end of the year. Not that this is the last time we'll see each other before the end of the school year, but I know that this is the time when things get a little bit bubbly and crazy, but in a good way. And I think that kids are excited about the end of the year, but as a teacher, I know, I think there's a teacher countdown going on too, and an all staff countdown. So from the entire board, we are very appreciative of every stakeholder in this whole big picture. Thank you. All right, adjournment to closed session.
We're gonna adjourn to closed session for the purpose of discussion, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body or legal counsel for the public body, including hearing testimony on a complaint lodged against an employee of the public body or against legal counsel for the public body to determine its validity. However, a meeting to consider an increase in compensation to a specific employee of a public body that is subject to the Local Government Wage Increase Transparency Act may not be closed and shall be open to the public and posted and held in accordance with the act as defined in Open Meetings Act Section 2C1. The discussion of collective negotiating matters between the public body and its employees or the representatives or deliberations concerning salary schedules for one or more classes of employees as described in Section 2C2. The purchase or lease of real property for the use of the public body, including meetings held for the purpose of discussing whether a particular parcel should be acquired as defined in Section 2C5. The discussion of pending or probable and imminent litigation against, affecting, or on behalf of the district as defined in Section 2C11, and the discussion of minutes of prior meetings lawfully closed under the Open Meetings Act as defined in Section 2C21 for the purpose of review, approval, or release of such minutes. We will not be discussing any security or student discipline during this meeting. You guys can clap for that too.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you. We heard that one.
Mr. Medina?
Aye.
Mrs. Lavazza?
Aye.
Mrs. Bergman?
Aye.
Mrs. Grove?
Aye.
Mrs. Schroeder?
Aye.